Thank y'all.
Thank you. Ray Herrera, 1140 Chicago Avenue.
Ray Herrera, 1140 Chicago. This really isn't for the council. It's pretty much for everybody else. I was here last month and, you know, these guys hadn't hardly been here a year. Give them a chance to fix things. You know, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. You know, they're trying. Give them a chance, you know, because I was here a couple of years ago. I hate rental properties. I had 3 on my block. Thank God I only got 1. And that one I had, the one that was probably the biggest, that lady was crazy and she had cats everywhere. So that was another story. But I came in, I talked to city council and they fixed the problem pretty quick. So, you know, give these guys a chance, you know, don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. You know, you wouldn't want your kids up here hollering, screaming in school, acting that way. So let's be the adults and, you know, let's bring an idea that'll fix things and everything, because these guys, they just got here, you know, let them get their feet wet. So that's pretty much all I got to say. And appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Oh, to the police department. End of last year, I had a bike stolen from me and it wasn't even mine. It's for a friend that passed away. Kudos to PD because they found it by that evening. Thanks.
Thank you. Jacqueline Toop, 613 North 14th Street.
Jacqueline Toops, 613 North 14th. The only reason I'm up here is to really let citizens know that the appeals board, CBA, is going to have a meeting on the 18th. I would like for people to get there. I hope people start being involved with the boards that are around, because there are several of them that y'all need to be involved with. Y'all need to come to and see and see what's going on. They're not all done by Zoom. Unfortunately, I wish the city could get ours on Zoom so people could see it, because I think it really would be helpful for everybody to start being involved in it. Y'all hear about it afterwards, then y'all want to know what's going on. Y'all want to know why something was done like that. Come to the meetings. You will find out what is going on. We shouldn't have to get up here and talk about it afterwards. Y'all should be involved with it now. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Underwood, could you get me that agenda? Would you mind sending that agenda to me? I'll get it out on social media.
Thank you. Council member-elect Curtis Stratton, 703 South 12th Street.
Curtis Stratton, 703 South 12th Street. First, I want to welcome Mr. De La Rosa to the city of Nederland. And also, it's kind of directed towards him a little bit. I know you weren't here and this is your first day on the job, but I think it's time that the city holds people accountable, and the people in the previous interim administration did something wrong to a gentleman. He just spoke up here, Mr. Robbie Smith. I suggest you right the wrong and at least offer this gentleman Public Works Director. Whether he takes it or not, that's his choice. But I think that it would be the just thing to do, because I've been in these meetings and I've heard people complain about what's going on. And I think when he was brought in to help in Public Works, a lot of people were getting things done on a timely manner. So I think to right or wrong from the past interim administration that was here, Public Works and interim city manager, I believe the right thing to do is to offer Public Works Director to Mr. Robbie Smith and let him run that department like he knows how to run that department. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Jolie Shipley, 8765 Holmes Road.
Good evening. I have several topics I'll touch on quickly in my 3 minutes. One is the meeting, and Mr. Jones, if you got that agenda from Miss Underwood and could get it out on social media, that would be great. There was a meeting of the other Planning and Zoning Committee that snuck up on us and nobody really publicized it in some of the groups I'm in. We didn't notice it, didn't catch it. And those events are now on this agenda. But my comment isn't about the agenda items. My comment is about getting that notice out. And if y'all could help with that, that would be much appreciated. Also, I talked to Mr. Spell, and I would encourage all of you to see if Mr. Spell couldn't get that information where it is accessible for people online to watch. What happens in those meetings then results in a recommendation or not a recommendation, or a vote or not a vote, but everybody wonders what happens. The minutes aren't nearly as clear as Ms. Underwood's minutes that are approved by this. And sometimes they're not posted online, they're not posted for months, and it makes it very difficult for the citizens to see transparency or follow through on that. The other thing I wanted to bring up is, appreciate the agenda, did notice that the attachments were not included when it was posted. And a number of citizens appreciate those attachments as promised to be included, and those are helpful. And I would like to see those posted in the future and not skipped. The agenda does not include something that a nice lady, I don't see her tonight, brought up last time about the old business, stuff that's not finished, stuff that you all discussed and you were going to look into and get back with us. That seems to be lacking the open communication between us, between the citizens and council. And specifically, one of them that has come up for well over a year now, or maybe, I guess, Mr. Duplan or Mr. Sonier could enlighten us, 6+ years, is the master plan. As you all know, and it's been brought to your attention many times, this council cannot take certain action on certain items in compliance with the charter unless you decide that the action you're taking conforms to the master plan. And there is no effective master plan. The one you all found is years and years old and not applicable. And so if there's not a master plan, then your hands are tied. Stop tying your own hands and stop violating your charter and taking action where you shouldn't maybe have, and get that master plan done. I would ask that you put the old business on the agenda as recommended previously, include the master plan on every single agenda until you get one. That's what we got you to do. You've had a year, and I appreciate what Mr. Herrera said. However, for some of the issues that you all know, I've brought to you and other citizens have brought to you the problems, and you didn't fix it. So when you don't, we do become the problem, not the solution, because you didn't listen to the solution. So sometimes that's necessary.
All right, Mr. De La Rosa, it's your first day of the job, clearly, but as you get more and more things under your belt, I think it would be prudent to have an unfinished business portion of the agenda. We just put things on there that are left to be done. It doesn't mean they're going to be done that meeting, but it allows us to go to it and go. You can say, I give an update on letter B and so forth. I think having an unfinished business is a prudent way to go forward. And if we could have a staff post the notices, meeting notice for the different committees and boards that we have, that would be helpful for communication with the citizenry.
Okay, I've noted it.
Without objection from council, everything I just said.
That's great. Put it all out.
Okay.
Put it all on the website.
They're on the web.
You just gotta find
Okay. Okay. All right.
the point.
I think the point we're trying to make is have it more accessible, but they are on there. So
Regular agenda, 4A, presentation by Adaptive Sports for Kids.
How are y'all today?
All right.
A lot of new faces here today. My name's Alan Nation. I am the Executive Director of Adaptive Sports for Kids, and I'm here to invite you all to come to our opening day of baseball, March 21st. We're going to kick it off at 11 o'clock. You're more than welcome to come at any point in time. You can show up at 5 and help me set up. It doesn't matter, but you're more than welcome to do that. We've been coming here quite a few years now. We first came, I believe, in 2009, perhaps, under the Little League umbrella with the Challenger Division. And we became our own entity in 2012, our own nonprofit. We're a 501c3. We used to play at Dornbos at the park, at the field there in the back. It's quite a haul for us every Saturday. And so we got, we kind of were offered to participate at the Babe Ruth Field. In 2020, we moved there, and since we moved there in 2020, I don't know if you all remember what it looked like before, but now the after pictures of probably close to $1.5 million in 5 years has been put into that park. We're very proud of that. All really at no cost to the city and the citizens. So just letting you know, many different corporations in the area donated to that, and we're very appreciative of that. If you don't necessarily know what we do, we offer sports for kids and adults with special needs. We start our year in January with Taekwondo. In February, we're off. March, we have a Mr. and Miss Miraculous pageant that's held at the Julia Rogers Theater. Mid-March to mid-May is our spring baseball season, which is our most participated sport. Last year, we had a high of 204 participants. As of now, we have probably about 160. So we usually get about 30 or 40, but the week before, I forgot to register. So, so we'll have an influx there of the late registrations. So we're looking to beat that 204 this year. So we're very proud of that. It gives our kids, our athletes, an opportunity to participate and belong to something that is very important to them and to ourselves as well. To continue, we have a quick turnaround. The first 2 weeks of June is we play soccer at the baseball field, which it is AstroTurfed infield that was put in about 2, maybe 3 years ago. Then we have 2 weeks of June. The last 2 weeks of June, we bowl. We're off in July. We take a break, take a deep breath and go, August, we have basketball, which is held at the rec center. There we have last year we had almost 90 kids playing basketball. Now, of those 90 kids, half of them, probably more than half, were under the age of 10. So if you take and you put probably 50 4, 5, 6-year-olds in a gymnasium, you're more than welcome to come out and help with that as well. It is I commonly and lovingly call it, we're herding feral cats. So August, September, we're off. October, we have a first Saturday of October, we have a fishing tournament, which I'll be back again in October. It's held at Dornbach at the pond. The rejuvenation of the pond certainly fits our needs to a T. We had about 100 kids fishing at the pond last year. Beautiful day. It's an event that I invite you to come out to as well. It's a really special day. Then the last 3 Saturdays of October, we have fall ball back out at the park. And then the last Sunday of October, we have our sports banquet, which is we hold at the Elegante over in Beaumont. Unfortunately, there's nowhere in Port Arthur that's big enough, or we'd have it over here. But we usually have about 60 to 70 participants and families. It's a sit down meal. They get to dress up either in their Sunday go to meeting clothes, or since it's so close to Halloween, they get to dress up in their Halloween costumes, which is always a fun experience seeing that. So again, March 21st is our opening day of baseball, 11 o'clock. I invite you out. We have vendors out. It's almost somewhat of a carnival atmosphere. The church across the street, they allow us to park in their parking lot. It's a good friendly relationship we have with them. So if anybody has any questions, I can answer your questions. Without further ado, we'll hand out some T-shirts. All that money that you spend on running, this is what you get. You get a T-shirt from Adaptive Sports for Kids. So,
and it's going to be Saturday the 21st, 11 a.m. at the Babe Ruth Park, Park Street, across from Hillcrest Baptist Church.
Awesome. Actually, the park is what's the actual name of that park?
Whatever it is. It's owned by the city, but y'all use it.
Bob Harmon. Park.
Bob
Yes,
Harmon,
Bob Harmon.
Bob Harmon, that's
Yeah,
it.
So, yes, we'll have probably, all teams are there at one time. We have, so we'll probably have 1,000 people there.
Oh.
You count them all.
Organized chaos, huh?
I've been.
Or just
Yeah.
chaos, yeah.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, yeah. I'll be the one just, kind of chicken with your head cut off. So, but yeah, just stop in, shake a hand, eat a burger or a chicken sandwich. Coach Scott cooks up for us, and you'll have a good time. So I promise. So, all right.
Anybody on council?
Yeah, just a quick statement. I've had the luxury of going to y'all's baseball games the past couple of years.
Oh, okay.
And
awesome.
just let the community know this is such a awesome thing to go see. There's really nothing like it. And your organization should be very proud. This community should be very proud. And we know that Miss Gay Ferguson is very proud as well.
Yes, she is.
So-
Yes, she is. Yes. And I would say this and to kind of piggyback off what you said. It is, it's because of her. She led us here and God led us here. And I will say this, that the city council here and the citizens of Nederland treat us with nothing but kindness and assistance. And we would not be where we're at today without you sitting there. So we, from the bottoms of our heart, we appreciate what you do for us. So it's an organization that, like I said, 2012, my daughter is 30. I've been doing this 25 years. So that helps me keep up with, numbers and age. I remember how old my daughter is. She started at 5. So, my math is sometimes right.
Incredible.
Any other member of council?
Yeah, back in '09 when we decided to partner with you guys, I was on council back then, and so was Chief Neal. And I know that we back then Dick Nugent played a big role in that. So I want to give him some props too.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Him and Miss Ferguson, obviously. So it was an incredible partnership then, and I'm so happy that we continue the legacy of Miss Ferguson through this organization as well.
So we have 3 awards at our banquet, at our end of the year banquet. We give out MVPs of each sport, but then we have an overall MVP of the whole year of all the sports. And it is the Dick Nugent MVP and the Patsy Nugent female MVP. So that is our homage to him and his his workings of getting us here. And then we have right now, Scott is he is the only recipient of the Gay Ferguson Award, but it is kind of like the Diamond Club. And it's a special award, and it's there's only going to be very, very few recipients of that because of her. So
Any
Thank
other
you.
member of council?
Yeah, Alan, I want to thank you guys as well. I mean, I always enjoy doing the taekwondo and the board breaking with the kids in baseball. So, kudos to you and your organization. I mean, it's a great thing you do for these kids. And I just want to tip my hat to you and the whole organization and thank you for everything that you do.
welcome. Thank you. And you came out unscathed this year at Taekwondo. So good
Yeah,
job.
I had to pull a few splinters out the year before, but they got a little rambunctious, but it's well worth it. So a few splinters is worth seeing those kids have a smile on their face and have fun.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Brett, you're the last one. Okay, you good?
Comments at first.
Okay.
Josh? Hang on a second.
Right here. I'll raise my hand.
The mayor.
Uh-huh. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Kenzie? Mr. Duplant. Right here. Our shirts this year something I was gonna say. If you look at the shirt, the shirt this year has a, is our homage to our moms and our females of this world. Just the job that they do, especially if you're a mother of a child with special needs, you actually have to be a Wonder Woman to be able to manage that. It is it's something that we did. And so that, like I said, that's our homage to our moms this year. So. Come on, Nick. Mr. Jones.
Hey, buddy. How are you? Well, I sure appreciate you. Thank you very much. Would you like to get a picture? Let's do it. Very good. All right. Thank you. All right.
Richard. Let's go. Come on, Jay. Richard Hughes. There we go. De La Rosa.
Right here.
Be right there.
Oh.
Yeah. This is Cole.
Hey, he's gonna hold it open for you too. Lower it down a little bit so they can see you.
He's the masked man right now.
There we go.
Mr. Ortiz.
Get it next week.
Take a picture. Sorry about that. We're trying to hurry. Mr. Mills?
He's out there. Oh, he's right here. Okay, my bad.
I'll take Randy. There you go.
Anybody left? And Mr. Sonia, I guess we'll just leave yours. Or you
Yeah,
want?
if you'll just leave it with Johnny, I'll be glad to pick it up when I get back in town. And thank you all so much for doing this for us.
One more, Mr. Toby Latchley.
We're at Toby.
Kudos to Mr. Toby. He does a good job. He is very accommodating to whatever we may think we need. Very, very nice. I think that's everybody, huh? Everybody on my list I got. All right. Again, we appreciate our relationship with this city council, with the city itself, its businesses and its citizens. We hope to be here a long, long time. So thank you very
Amen.
much, and good luck with the rest of your meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give it an opportunity to. Item 4B, discussion and possible action to approve a proclamation recognizing the American Red Cross. Whereas we celebrate American Red Cross Month by honoring our neighbors who make its humanitarian mission possible in the city of Nederland. Every day, their acts of kindness change lives, bringing relief, comfort, and hope when help can't wait. This compassionate spirit runs deep in our community, just as it has for 145 years through the American Red Cross. Whereas today, those who serve with the American Red Cross light the way during emergencies, whether it's delivering shelter, food, and comfort after disasters, providing a safe, life-saving blood supply for patients facing conditions like cancer treatments, childbirth complications, and traumatic injuries, assisting military members, veterans, and their families with 24/7 global support, or empowering individuals with skills like first aid and CPR that save lives. Whereas these collective efforts are a powerful reminder that the strength of our community lies in our shared commitment to one another. As we mark Red Cross Month, let's celebrate our local heroes and resolve to continue lifting each other up so no one faces an emergency alone. Now therefore, I, Jeffrey P. Darby, Mayor of the City of Nederland, Texas, do hereby proclaim March 2026 as American Red Cross Month in the City of Nederland, Texas, and encourage all citizens to support this organization and its noble humanitarian mission. In testimony whereof, witness my hand and seal of the City of Nederland this the 9th day of March 2026, signed by me and attested by Joni Underwood, City Clerk. I'll accept a motion to make it an action of the council.
I'll move the item.
Second.
We have a motion second to make this an official council action. Any discussion, council? Is anyone here from the Red Cross this evening? I should have asked that. Okay. Hearing none, all in, I'll do the roll call. Ortiz.
Aye.
Sonier.
Aye.
Darby, aye. Jones.
Aye.
And Duplant.
Aye.
It's unanimous. So whenever we have somebody from the Red Cross come, we will give this to them. Thank you and appreciate the work of the Red Cross. 4C, discussion and possible action approving the minutes of the February 23rd, 2026 regular meeting and February 19th, 2026 special meeting. Mr. De La Rosa.
There's Mike.
There it is. Mayor and council members, staff is recommending approval of the minutes.
Council, do we have a motion and a second?
I'll move the item.
Motion by Jones, second by Ortiz. Any council discussion? Any member of the public? Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor of approving the February 23rd regular meeting and February 19th? That's right. Roll call. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Still getting used to this.
Yeah.
I'll start with Sonier. Sonier, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Duplant.
Aye.
Darby, aye. It passes. The meeting minutes are approved. Discussion and possible action to D4D, discussion of possible action to approve an amendment to ordinance number 2025-08, setting the calendar for regular city council meetings for the month of April 2026. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, Mayor and all, council members, staff is recommending approval. I understood it was moved because of some elections some at times, so now it's being moved back to its original. So again, recommending approval.
And those dates would be currently they're April 6th and 13th. But because the county is now running our elections and this will not be an election barn or an election place, we're moving it instead of the second and fourth Mondays of that month. This will be the first and third Mondays of April. So April 6th and April 20th is what the ordinance has. Do I have a motion and a second? We did.
Move from the second.
We need a motion.
Wait, no. Hey, Councilman Duplant had a question. Go ahead,
No,
Brett.
just, so our normal meeting is the second Monday, right?
Right. It would be the 13th and 27th.
Said the sixth and the.
That's right. That's right. It would be moved that month to the first and third so as to not conflict with the election times, even though the election won't be held in this room.
Moving back to the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was originally the April 6th and that's another
Okay.
reason.
All right, so we're keeping it that way.
Joni, your mic wasn't on for that. I don't
She
think
said they were attending a seminar that week, so we're keeping it.
6th and the 20th.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So this would be having, instead of the 6th and the 13th, it would be the 6th and the 20th of April, 5:30 PM. Just the dates are going to be different. So do I have a motion and a second?
I'll move the item.
I'll second it.
Motion by Jones, second by Duplant. Council, any discussion? Any member of the public? Seeing none, hearing none. All in favor of moving the council meeting dates to April 6th and 20th of 2026, please say aye. No, dang it, I did it again. Sorry. See, I caught myself that
Yeah,
time.
you did.
Yeah, all right. Duplant.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Darby, aye. Sonia
Aye.
and Ortiz.
Aye.
It is 5-0. It passes. Okay. For E, discussion and possible action approving ordinance number 2026-03, establishing the hours of operation, procedures, facility rental fees, pool rental / passes, and league fees for the Nederland Recreation Center and Nederland Swimming Pool. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, Mayor and council members, I'm going to ask the Parks Director to step forward and answer any questions or walk you through some of these changes.
Mr. Lachele.
Good evening. So there's several things that are on this, and pardon me for looking at my notes on my phone to kind of make sure that we touch on everything. The big thing are the hours of operation on the pool. The only real changes for this year versus last year would be that city programming time shifting to a little bit later in the morning rather than being first thing in the morning. Typically, we've had our program in the morning and then swim lessons in between, and we would be flopping those and flipping those just to make a little more usable for our citizens. You know, the seniors don't really like getting in the pool at 8 o'clock in the morning. A little bit later in the morning would be nicer for them. We did take into consideration, I know there's been some discussion about the Sunday rentals. Like I said, in the past, historically, the open swim times on Sundays was comparable to a weekday. And since we've made that switch, the Sunday rental times have been, largely used. Last year, out of the 52 possible times that we had 46 of them that were used.
Wow.
So it's addressed a need from that standpoint. We did change some wording in there to allow for the extension of open swim on days when the rental is not used in the evening. Typically, the Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the least rented evening rentals. So we would have the option that the week ahead of time that we know that's not going to happen, that we could extend open swim for an hour just to, allow for a little more time for the public. We've included cooler fees on the rental charges. We don't have a replacement pass charge because we're not using physical passes. Then some of the things in the recreation center, just to address public needs, racquetball used to be really high need in the 80s, and it was an hourly rental, and that's how it's still been listed on the ordinance, but we don't have that need for it. So what we're proposing is we just treat it basically like we do kind of like pickleball. We charge a $4 fee for the non-residents, and it's included for residents. There's no charge for them. And then made a couple other changes, hoop and spike club and the racquetball club, changing that because without the racquetball being a rental, basically if you have access to the facility, you have access to the game room and the gym. So there's not really the need for that language. And we did change for the students, the 12 and up, instead of having it 12 years and up, we made it 6th grade so that it's common and it's consistent because there was, kid turns 13, his membership is no longer valid. This way we can go to the schools, we can be there, teacher assignment, schedule pickup, recruit those people, and it runs from August to August. And that way we're covered for the pool usage for the 14 and up and all those different things as well. And then the other two things would be removing the kitchen from the rental schedule at the rec. It's the only break facility that we have. And when it's rented, it's an add-on to our rooms. And when it's rented, it's a $10 charge. They use it to put something in the refrigerator or put something in the oven to keep it warm. What we propose instead is just to offer that service because we have people that are there. And anytime we have somebody rent it, we have to go through, clean out everything that belongs, because it's, like I said, our only breaks room that we have in there. And then underneath the vendor fees, we wanted to change the language there to, it required a $20 fee for the food permits, but we have so many now with the food trucks that as long as they have a valid permit, we're not going to charge that additional cost, the extra $20 fee. I know that was kind of a lot, so I'm trying to get through all of it, but I think that covers everything that was included on there. And if y'all have any questions, I'm happy to answer it for you.
Let's get a motion in a second, and then we can ask questions. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
So move.
Second.
Ortiz motion, seconded by Jones. Okay. Council members, any questions for Mr. Lachele?
Yeah, so it sounds like really what we're doing is we're doing a lot of optimization, flipping things around to make it work better for the public with the times and the availabilities and that sort of thing.
Yes.
So,
So
Any
the
other
one question I have is, living 2 streets over from the pool, we're talking about 46 out of 52 Sunday rental slots. I get a lot of comments from citizens that would like to see Sunday swim open to the public on Sunday. So I would like to have some discussion on that with the city council.
Okay, Randy, discussion right now or at a later date?
Right now, I mean, it's one where, it's a council decision between all of us right there. But there's been a lot of people approach me over the last year with the pool not open on Sunday for open swim. So I hate to, hit into parties, but I also got to take care of our citizens that want to use our pool, on a weekend.
Randy, let me go ahead and have any other further discussion, because I was going to ask Mr. Lachele a question for a little more information on Sunday.
I mean, yeah. It shows 46 to 52. I go by there quite a times and I see no one there, but it could be around the time when somebody's already left. And I can't say, I'm not going to say the numbers aren't correct, but it's one where open swim is a big topic of people on a weekend to enjoy that pool.
In response to that, if I can.
Yes, sir, please.
I know some of so 46 out of the 52 were booked. That doesn't mean that 46 out of the 52 this past season happened. We did have some lightning days and those types of things where the open swim would have been closed as well. But those, when I say 46 out of 52, those were reserved and, booked up and planned to be had. It was weather or something that would have changed that. The challenge on Sundays is if you have 4 parties or 4 reservation slots and the third one is not booked, it's impossible to open for open swim for, an hour or an hour and a half in the middle of that time. So there may be some time during those days, if there's one spot that's not booked during the day, that, it is unused during that time. But I will say that historically, the numbers on the open swim on Sunday, like I said, was comparable to the weekdays. And so we just looked at it from a department standpoint. The parties are something that's a large public need. We have the majority of them going rented. So we just kind of looked at if our open swim time, the amount of hours that we're open is comparable, and it's actually increased over the past couple of years. And we've increased the amount of party rentals that we have. So it's just, there has to be a give and take somewhere. And that's just kind of what's been taken as the open swim on Sunday in exchange for, the other times as well. So.
Yeah,
Let's just say, Randy, you have anything else?
Yeah, I mean, my comment is I'd rather see it an open swim day on Sunday, but that's a decision for all of us to make. And if it's turned down, I'm okay with that. I just need to voice my opinion on it.
Are you offering an amendment to Mr. Lachele's report to have open swim during certain times on Sundays or the whole day? I'm trying to figure out.
My question, my desire would be the whole day. That way the citizens know when it's open. It's not where, okay, now it's 2 to 4. It may be 4 to 6 for a party change. That's hard to communicate last minute. If we do it all day, they know it through the whole swim season.
The other thing that I would, offer as a suggestion is if you want to do that, potentially doing it somewhat similar to what we do on Saturdays, to where you have open swim for a portion of the day, and then you have rentals available. We end the rentals on Sunday a little bit earlier because it's Sunday, prior to a Monday. But
Toby, I'm open to that there. That way we have something publicized. People aren't guessing what it is every Sunday. So I'm open to some sort of split. So if it's open for 8 hours of the day, 4 and 4, makes a little bit of sense right there. And I'm okay with that. I'd just like to see people that are citizens be able to enjoy it sometime during that day, because if a party doesn't happen, you drive by like, well, crap, the pool's not open. But I'd be open to entertaining something like that.
So what, Randy, are you saying have the pool parties earlier in the day than open swim later, or vice versa?
I think it'd be better because your parties seem to be more later, Toby, and I'll let you comment on that. I'd almost be like open swim 12 to 4 and then 4 on later, something like that with some of the parties for parties right there.
Toby, what does, in response to do you have any response to Mr. Sonier about those proposed times?
I think I'd have to look at the actual times. I don't have it in front of me, but I think you could potentially split the Sunday and have 2 rentals in the evening, and then have open swim, the first part of the day.
I'm perfectly fine with something like that, Toby, and, you know, thank you for the comments on that.
Okay,
Just basically matching what you do on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, Saturday, I think right now there's just the one rental in the evening,
Okay.
but if we wanted to add a second one, it would be like a 4-hour open swim and then.
No,
you'd
no,
have-
what I meant is Sunday would be the same as Saturday. If we open swimmed on Sunday. Is that what you were suggesting, Randy?
I think he was just talking about Sunday itself. I don't know if he was talking about Saturday.
I mean, we do a rental on Saturday and Toby had mentioned, well, we could do something similar to what we do on Saturday. Is that what we're wanting to do, or are we wanting a specific time on Sunday?
Well, I was waiting for, Randy, I kind of need you to offer an amendment here specifically with what you want. That way we can get a second and have a better idea of what you're talking about.
So I'd make an amendment to it to say that open swim would be from noon to 4. You'd give you a party time from 4 to 6 and another one from 6 to 8.
This is for Sunday.
Yes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion to amend by Sonier, seconded by Duplant to on Sunday. Let me make sure I'm saying it right, Randy, okay? On
Yeah,
Sundays. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
12 to 4. Yeah, noon to 4 p.m. open swim. 4 to 6 would be a party opening, as well as 6 to 8 as a party opening.
Got it.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, sir, please.
We would need to make it, and this is minor, but we would need to make the open swim noon to 4. The party rental would be 4:30 to 6, and then that second party rental would be 6:30 to 8 to allow for the
Okay.
transition time.
Okay, I didn't know if there were 2 hours or an hour and a half, Toby. Thank you. And I'm okay with that.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Lachalet's proposal there, Randy?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Duplant,
Yes.
you good? You seconder? Okay. Any discussion by council on this proposed amendment?
Yeah, Mr. Lashley, on Sunday, so as it stands right now, I want to clearly understand, how many openings do we have for parties? 4, and presumably with this amendment, we would be going to 2.
Right.
My only thinking on this is, I think back when I was a kid, we did birthdays and things like that on the weekends. To understand during the week, we have a lot of open swim availability, no?
Correct. We're
So
closed on
really-
Monday.
Right, so we're reducing an already short weekend with less availability when we've had 46 out of how many booked up?
56 out of 52.
So clearly the demand is there and we're almost at that 100% mark. By cutting this out, I'm thinking, are we gonna have some kids that ain't having birthdays because we have less availability for the parties, which primarily take place on the weekend when the kids are out of school and everything else. So,
I mean, like I said, there's a give and take, so you kind of
Yeah.
have to decide which one is the priority.
that's my piece.
So you could adjust Saturday to add 2 party rentals on Saturday when we only have 1 right now. And then that reduces it by 1, but yet it gives the public an opportunity to swim on Sunday.
And Britton, that's a good point, and it's one of those things there. I just basically am bringing this up from the citizens in my ward that have talked to me quite a bit about not having it, or when they go by and there's no parties at the pool and it's closed for the full day. So that's why I'm bringing this up.
You want to adjust your amendment to add one more one for Saturday and reduce it? That way you've
Still keep a party
you
open?
still keep 1 more party. Instead of killing 2, you only kill 1.
Well, just
Fair compromise to me.
If it
Hold on.
If it doesn't work, we gotta get.
Hold on, just a second. Look, Randy, did you understand what Brett was saying?
Yeah, I could barely hear him, so if you don't mind capping it for me, Mayor.
I'll let Brett do it.
I'll repeat it. So instead of having losing both the times from 12:30 and 2:30 on Sunday, moving one of them to Saturday because we only have 1 rental on Saturdays.
That makes sense there.
Down
Yeah,
by
that way you'd have you'd still have 4 rental opportunities between Saturday and Sundays. That's a good idea as well, Brett.
So Brett, I'm trying to, your proposal would be offering a friendly amendment to the amendment, which is
Yes.
allowable,
Yeah.
to on Saturday have open swim from 12 to 4. Am I reading you right?
It's 11 to 4.
11 to 4, thank you.
Or 11 to 4, and then 4:30 to 6 would be an additional rental.
Okay. Are you good with that friendly amendment, Randy?
That's great. It kind of meets all the needs of people wanting to have the parties as well as our citizens that want to have open swim.
Okay, so the motion will now be to have open swim on Saturday from 11 to 4 and to have one party, one rental, 4:30 to 6, right? And then on
Correct.
Sunday, open swim 12 to 4 with a pool party rental from 4:30 to 6 and another one from 6:30 to 8.
100% agree.
And Toby had a comment on that, so let's let Toby.
Toby,
speak.
go ahead.
My only comment to that would be that Saturday is by far your busiest open swim time. So reducing that is going to take away,
It's taken away from the whole.
from the public need.
Okay.
That would be my only.
Okay,
response
so
or input.
did you, Randy, did you hear Toby?
Yes, I sure did.
What you're thinking now?
It's going to drop a little bit of time on the Saturday, but we're adding time that's not even been available on Sunday for open swim.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any more discussion by council? No, we need to have any further, if there's not any more discussion, it's fine. Any more
I
discussion?
have a question about budgeting. How does this affect budgeting? If we're, is it, do we wash? Are we adding more money? I mean, what do we?
I mean, I would have to look at it when you're talking about changing the number of parties, because those by and large are kind of at a break-even rate for the most part. Trying to offer that service to the citizens. We've had to increase it just to cover the cost of it, so we're not losing money. And right now we're pretty close to break even on it.
Any other discussion by council? Anything from citizens?
Curtis Stratton, 703 South 12th Street. Mr. Ortiz brought up the budget. And Ms. Latchley was saying that it's almost a break-even point. So on those rental or on those deals, why don't you just go up like an extra $50 on the rental on the parties to help offset some of the extra costs that you might endure with lifeguards and staff and everything else? Can you do that? Can you just bump up, what if it's $150 for a rental for the pool for 2 or an hour and a half, make it an even 200, then that helps on the budget aspect of things.
Okay. Toby, do you have any, or would you need to look at the numbers? I'm just.
I would just say that we did increase it last year and we made the rock wall and water slide an additional charge because it takes additional lifeguards. So we did recently increase it to get to this point. And so we've addressed it in the past year.
Okay. Britton, you had something?
Yeah, I'm just, appreciate that comment, but I'm not interested in increasing the fees. I don't think this should be a for-profit pool, and it's obviously not. This is something that needs to be used by the public. And, if we're breaking even on it, that's where we need to be. We don't need a surplus on pool usage that our citizens are using. So.
Any other council before I go to citizens again? Citizens, anyone? Seeing none, hearing none. We have to vote on the amendment first and then on the, if it passes on the motion as amended. So this is strictly on the amendment. Council, you know what you're voting on. Okay, Sonier.
Yes.
Ortiz.
Yes.
Duplant.
Yes.
Jones.
No.
Darby, yes. The amendment passes. We will now go to the motion as amended. Sonier.
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
Duplant.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Darby, aye. Passes. Thank you, Mr. Latchley, for your work on this.
Toby, thank you very much, sir.
4F, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2026-04, ratifying the action of the Nederland Economic Development Corporation Board of Directors related to the incentive offered to Wicked Cajun. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, Mayor and council members, I believe there's somebody here from the EDC that's going to be able to walk us through this, Ms. DeCure.
All right. Representative from the EDC. Ms. DeQueer.
Really, I don't know what you want me to walk through. Normally, we don't walk through these.
Name and, sorry.
EDC 1519 Boston Avenue. Basically, this is a new business that's coming and they were postponed by 3 meetings, I believe, and could not open a month earlier than what they had wanted. Our board had approved it and we had to wait to get it on the agenda twice here so that it could be blessed. Today's the first reading of this. And the board approved them for an incentive of $27,500. If it's over $10,000, we have to come to the city for the blessing. It would be a 2-year payback. What we do is we monitor their quarterly reports that go to the state. We monitor how much job creation it creates to make sure it matches the portfolio that they submitted, as well as the sales taxes they plan to bring in. So the board made the recommendation for $27,500 for a 2-year payback.
And Ms. DeQueer, I'm not going to read all the whereases in the proposed resolution. I'm just going to go to the now therefores and, okay.
That's fine.
Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Nederland, Texas, that the action of the Board of Directors of the Nederland Economic Development Corporation Board, quote, board relating to project costs associated with Wicked Cajun in an aggregate, and it's Cajun, C-A-S-I-A-N, everybody. I know how to pronounce Cajun, but this is like a Cajun Asian fusion restaurant. Wicked Cajun in an aggregate maximum amount of not more than $27,500 in accordance with the terms and conditions as prescribed by the board is hereby ratified. This is the important part. This is only the first reading. It requires a second reading. Passed and approved on the first reading by the City Council of the City of Nederland, Texas, this 9th day of March 2026, at which meeting a quorum was present and voting. Now, I just want to double check what I just said. City Attorney, does this require a second reading? Or Mr. Hughes, or could this be passed on a first reading? I'm unclear on what was in the ordinance itself.
I have no idea.
Okay. Okay. Because I was it says passed. Ms. DeQueer, does it require a second reading? Okay, my okay. Yes.
You want to hold it?
Because
Yeah. Yeah, it was approved.
while he looks it up, though, I can answer from the past.
Go ahead.
Actually, for businesses to get started and not to hold them back, 1 reading would be the best, but we've always, in the history of my 13 years, had 2 readings. And
Okay.
usually what happened on the first reading happened on the second reading.
Okay, because Ms. DeQueer, who was the author of this proposed resolution? Do you know? I don't know if that was Mr. Wimberly.
Of actually making, no, this was a CBA that came to us. The
No,
cost
but
of-
of the resolution
Who wrote the
itself, who
resolution?
wrote the resolution itself?
Jim.
Oh, it had
Yeah,
been the
that's right.
attorneys,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jim.
Because it has approved as to form Mr. Hughes on there, and that led me to believe that Mr. Hughes had seen this document, and whereas he has not. So,
I have-
okay.
Well, while we're,
I've seen the document.
Oh,
When it
he's seen,
says as to form,
Yes, sir.
yeah, he's seen the document.
I don't review it as to legality.
I see.
If you want the city attorney to review it as to legality and the passage of it, then I need to have that information, and the form itself should say approved as to form and legality. That's then what puts me into the book to make sure that everything is properly approved. Not to be pedantic, but that's why I haven't reviewed it. I have seen it.
Okay,
When it says form, and I look at the form, I approve the form.
Got it.
Not the legal part of it.
understood. Thank you. I just, it had your name on there. I thought you may have written it. I was unclear. I apologize for my confusion. Council, make a motion. To do what, Brett?
To approve it.
We have a motion to approve it on the first reading. Is there a second?
second,
Motion by Duplant, second by Ortiz. Any discussion by council?
yeah, Mr. Queer, you mentioned that this has been postponed twice and the restaurant had to push back their opening, is that correct? It was postponed by the city or not on the agenda by the city, or who postponed it?
Yes, it was postponed by the city's agenda twice.
Okay, Commissioner De La Rosa, if we may, for me, any economic development things, I like on the agenda immediately. So our new businesses aren't waiting to open up.
Okay. Mayor,
I
council
appreciate it.
members?
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Anything else?
Any further discussion by council? Anything from the citizens? Okay, I see no one from the citizens. We will go to a vote then. Duplant,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Sonier,
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
And Darby, aye. So it passes. So it's gonna be the first reading, yeah. And in the future, anything like this, let's if it's got the city attorney's name, let's make sure he has a chance to maybe not just review it as to form, but also to substance EDC. That would be much appreciated. Okay, let's see here. 1 second. Let me flip on through. G, discussion and possible action approving a contract extension with Series Environmental Services, Inc. for debris removal and emergency response products, equipment and services. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, your current debris removal services contract expires on June 30th, 2026. It was a 2-year period, so it is staff's recommendation to recommend approval for another 2-year period.
Okay.
I stand corrected. It's actually written for 3 years.
It is 3, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, to July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2029. All right. That's it you have, Mr. De La Rosa?
That's it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll take a motion and second from council and then discussion from council.
Move the item.
Second. Motion by Jones, second by Ortiz. Anything, questions from or comments from council?
Yeah, I've got something. So I was looking into this a little bit. Is this essentially a retainer? So in the event that we have an adverse weather event or a tornado that comes through town, we have this company available to come in and collect the debris?
That would be correct. That's generally
Yes.
how this is done. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's my first time seeing this. So
Yeah, Britton, this is something we've had the last couple of years in case we had the hurricane and debris and everything down is what this contract is for.
yeah, and I would assume that by having essentially what I would call a retainer with them, if we do need their services, there wouldn't be a delay per se, because we all know how it goes after a storm. You're trying to get a contractor out to fix your roof, and everybody in the city needs the roof fixed. So we get a priority service because of this.
That is correct. That's why this contract is in place.
Cleared and get everything moving. Okay.
Right. That's it.
Delay whenever something.
Okay. Okay.
Our response time.
Yeah. Any other council member questions or comments?
Yeah. I just hope we don't need them for the next many, many years.
Yes, exactly. I think that's unanimous right there. Any citizen? Seeing none, hearing none. All in favor of approving this contract extension with Series Environmental Services, roll call. Sonier. See, I almost did it again.
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
See, I'm thick in the head sometimes. Darby, aye. Jones.
Aye.
And Duplant.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Okay. H, discussion and possible action approving the replat of 1111 Boston Avenue as described as Southwest 81 feet, lots 13 to 15, block 8 of Nederland Edition to become tract 13A and 13B of Nederland Edition. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, this went before the Planning and Zoning Commission back on February 25th, 2026, and apparently there was a motion to forward it to the city council with the recommendation. So I'm going to ask Mr. Wheeler, he's here to step forward and address your questions or.
Mr. Wheeler, do you have any anything to offer to council before we have any questions?
Is this the one on
1111 Boston?
1111 Boston?
Yes, sir.
I explained to the planning and zoning. I explained to the planning and zoning that the replat has several lot size deviations from our minimum standards. The deviations are as follows. Our zoning ordinance requires a minimum lot size of 50 feet in width and 100 feet in depth and 5,000 square feet in area. For tracks 13A, y'all have the replat in front of you proposed. Tracks 13A, which the one that has the building on it is shown to be 14 foot, 14.49 feet wide and 74.95 feet in depth from Boston Avenue right-of-way line. Track 13B, which will be the parking lot. And this is the one that the EDC will retain ownership of. For the downtown community parking lot, it is shown to be 66.90 feet wide and 74.95 feet in depth from the Boston Avenue right-of-way line. The new property line drawn is right up against the building, as y'all can see. And there is some utilities that run, because it all used to be on one lot or three lots, but it was all together in the taps. The water and sewer taps are in that alley back there. So the sewer line would now cross that property line and go into cross track 13B to the alley at its tap. And the gas company also has their tap in that alley that's going to go across 13B to get to 13A. So we had them create a private utility easement for the gas company to have their line ran in. They came out and located it, and it is back where it shows on that property line. And there's a sewer service. You'll see on that plat, it has a 5-foot private sewer line easement for the benefit of track 13A. So they'll always be able to go in there and work on it. And well, like y'all know, the EDC director's here also, if y'all got any questions.
Let's get a motion second from council, and then I can open it up to council questions. And so I will accept a motion to approve the replat of 1111 Boston Avenue with the lead. We have a motion, I believe, from Duplan.
Yes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ortiz. Okay, council, any questions, comments to either Mr. Wheeler or to Ms. DeQueer?
So, yeah, my question, just for clarification. So all of the utilities is on 13B, the sewer, the gas line, it's all in that tract, correct?
Except for water.
Except for water.
Water goes across on somebody else's property.
All right.
Now the P and Z, I don't remember if Mr. Mendoza said it or not, but their motion was to approve it contingent on the contract being drawn up that the water line, utilities, and a easement up against that property line, up against the building. It would be a maintenance easement type for that person to be able to go in there and maintain that side wall as the property line, be taken care of in the covenants.
Has that been done to your knowledge?
Not at this time.
The microphone, please, Mr. DeQueer.
Closed on the property, obviously. And so until you go to closing and the title company writes it and actually in the deed, it won't become formal. And if we ever even make it to closing, that's when it would take place. So it's an agreement right now, but title actually has to write it in the deed and has to transfer it in the deed to make it legal. No.
It would need our approval first before it could get to that point.
Oh, yeah, you have to prove everything before we even go.
Right.
And they have 30 days after you approve it before they can even close.
But that would be, that stuff would have to be written in the final contract and all, everything before.
Nothing happens until you approve it. Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Any other council member?
So the question I have, I know the building, is 14 foot and so what, 14.49 to 74 foot deep, been there forever, so as long as we're looking at, basically my thing is 13B, will be nothing for eternity as a parking lot, I don't see a big issue with it. I mean, we don't want to come back and 6 months later, we're wanting to build something, own something that's not meeting the minimum standards of a lot size. You know, if I look back at the Michael Studio, it has to be grandfathered in because that building has to be at least 60 or 70 years old. So that's my concern there. I don't want to see something come back in a year or two later where I have to put another building on something that's not meeting the minimum standards.
Okay. Any other member of council? Any citizens?
Jolie
Shipley, 8765. I would ask that council consider, before I start, extending my time beyond 3 minutes because it's rather complex issue. If you look at the planning and zoning, and I'll try to keep it to my 3 minutes, but what we're talking about here is a parcel of land that is on Boston Avenue at the alley. And that parcel of land is, according to the JCAD details, a total of 6,075 square feet. So when you look at, I know this is gonna come as a surprise to y'all, but it's Appendix A of your statutes, your building codes. Appendix A, Schedule 12.3 is the non-residential height and area regulations of the city. You all have a statute that says it must be a 5,000 square foot lot. It must be 500 wide. It must be 100 feet. It must have a 30-foot setback. It must have a 10-foot rear setback. And then it's got corner side setbacks. So it has to have a minimum building of 1,000 square feet. Now, the new buyer can maintain under Section 8, Appendix A, Section 8 of your ordinances, can maintain exactly what's there. But the minute it comes down, they can build nothing. It may be a rose garden or a vegetable garden, nothing else. And so you cannot amend now. So if you make a resolution or you make a motion, I would request that you be crystal clear that you are making a motion to allow a building to exist as is, but you can't make a motion or approve something that 20 years from now, they can build an 800 square foot building. So what they're proposing is that 13A is 1,086.75 square feet. That's a tiny lot. That is not allowed to be a buildable lot by your own statutes. That would be like if I bought a vacant lot next to one of your homes and I decide to split it into fourths and I want to put little 600 square foot tiny houses and let the homeless come live there. That would be not allowed by our current code. So you are setting them up for a problem down the road. As Mr. Queer pointed out, your motion and your resolution specifically will need to be given to title and included in the title restrictions, all the deed restrictions. So I would ask that if you're going to approve this, you approve it with a clear understanding that no one can ever build a different structure on that lot. And that then makes that lot worth a big fat zero. Nobody's going to buy 1,000 square foot lot that you can't do anything but a rose garden on. The building is very old. It has lots of extensive termite damage in it. It also has some other issues. Our Schedule 12.3 does not allow for 0 lot lines on commercial buildings. So there has to be a setback on the side of at least 5 feet. And what they're proposing is a 0 lot line, that the lot line is actually up against the building. I don't know if this was made aware when I talked to one of the committee members for the P&Z committee. They indicated this was not brought to their attention in the meeting, but again, I was not there. I hope Mr. Jones can help us with those notices in the future so they don't slip by us. But you would need to go to JCAD and go on the GIS form, and it's property code 67246. that outlines the dimensions of that lot versus what they're proposing on, their plan. So the first problem is it violates the lot size, it violates the setbacks, it violates, all of it. And, our EDC purchased that, according to JCAD, that property right now is valued at $76,495. In its entirety, not split up altogether. And, last year it was worth 41,000, but our EDC paid 2 years ago, $200,000 for this lot. So what we did, we have a shortage of parking at the cottages, and this is a sad attempt at proportioning money
No,
to salvage.
I'll answer that. This was all in the original plan for the cottages. We were buying the land for parking to help Boston and the cottages. It was intended to be purchased. It was not intended to make a profit from it. And the property at that time was worth approximately $250,000, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
And I appreciate that information, Mr. Duplan, as a board member of the EDC.
Yes.
The Jefferson County Appraisal District has it at 41,000 at the point in time you and the others on the board voted to spend 6 times that on purchasing the property. And if there was an intent 2 years ago to make it a city-owned parking lot or an EDC-owned parking lot, it would have made sense to put the horse in front of the cart and get that approval before you do it after the fact. And it seems that this council's
And we
getting,
intended to do it just for to violate the law. That was the whole goal of it, right? No, that was not the goal. We were trying to improve the Boston area. We did what we did when we did it. And now later, we're going to start bringing up this information. I apologize for any curt words towards you. But this is after the fact. We did this long ago. And now we're trying to fix it. And you can claim that it's not worth $240,000, but when you do when you do property comparisons, when you do a comparison of the property and the size of the property at the time, it was worth approximately $250,000. We got it for less than that, if I remember the exact number.
Yeah.
I can't. But it was not done with the intent of malice or a desire to short the citizens. The EDC is there to help promote business and promote community, the businesses in the community. It is not there to make a profit. And sometimes you spend money to save money or to encourage investment. Never was the EDC designed to make money. It was designed to improve or build on the situations that we have in the city to encourage other companies, other businesses to come to the city. Some people seem to think we're a profit center, and we're not. We are a center that is there to encourage businesses.
thank you, Mr. Duplan. If I may continue, Mayor, in the event that this lot being 75 feet by 83 feet or thereabouts were to be used as a parking lot, it must be kept intact as one lot. Now, I understand some of the board members on the EDC might not be familiar with the city statutes and the ordinances and building codes. However, I would expect my council members to be so, and they would have known that there was a minimum 5,000 square foot lot. So if the initial intent was to divide this 6,000 square foot lot into more than one lot, you knew you were violating statute then. And so I would say that it has to stay intact, that you can't split it. And if there's any confusion about that tonight, about what's allowed to be done, I would ask that you table the matter and allow Mr. Hughes to brief that, because when you do the resolution, it has to be put in the deed that it's an unbuildable lot, meaning it's only good as long as that current structure stands. Once it's gone, someone's got a rose garden or it becomes a trash pile for the city. It makes more sense if we need it for parking and the EDC's intent for parking to keep the whole dang thing and use it for parking, if that's what the EDC wants to do with it, and that's what their board's approved and council blesses. But to split it up is contrary to everything you guys have passed and your predecessors have passed as far as buildable lots and reasonable size lots. If you accept this variance for 1,000 square foot lot, I have several I'd like to divide into 1,000 square foot lots.
George, if I may, real
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
Just for clarification purposes, is the entire building located on the within tract 13A, or does the proposed lot line run through any part of the structure?
No, it appears to me that that the building is completely on its own lot, track 13B. I mean, 13A.
13A. Thank you, George.
Okay, Jackie Toop, 613 North 14th. I am really upset about this because as on the appeals board, I see what the ordinances are. I keep up with them. I
Just,
try to
just
stick with them.
one moment. Are you speaking as a citizen or as the? Okay, okay. Wait, just a second. You said two. You need to, as a citizen, thank you. Go ahead.
About this, this board would, the council would even consider this with 0 lot lines and the fact of everything running over and having the right of ways and everything else on a building that is going to end up sooner or later. It's not going to last another 100 years, whatever. It's going to end up having no use of that property at all. The EDC got into this. They got it. They're trying to make amends by it and get it all straightened out because they made a bad investment, whatever. But they wanted parking. Okay, they've got the building. The building's not worth that much. It's got termites. It's got damage. They're getting a lot less for it than what they paid for it. Tear the building down and make the lots that they need for parking. Do that. The city needs it. The downtown needs it. They want to improve the downtown, make it for the parking that they wanted. That's what needs to be done. But this that they're doing and having the 0 lot lines and all that, we're trying to get away from that from here in Nederland.
So let's clarify this, 0 lot lines, all the Boston buildings that are one business next to it, Buxton to Sorello's. Each one of
Yes.
those buildings has a 0 lot line.
Yes, but this, well,
Why is this
here,
different?
what's going by is because this was bought with y'all having an
It
intention
originally
for
had
one thing,
0.
for one thing. It had parking with it too. The lot is big. Don't tell me it had 0 lot lines. It had a lot that
There
had
were other
property
buildings where
on.
that parking lot was before they were destroyed.
Let's have one speaker at a time. One speaker at a time.
It's gonna keep it.
Point of order,
Yeah,
Mr. Mayor. I can only listen to one person
That's-
speak at a time.
That's exactly what I said. One speaker at a time. Ms. Toops, you have the floor.
I appreciate that. We need to get this straight of what we're doing, because if we don't stop what we're doing and keep projecting what's been happening in the past to keep going, I don't care what the EDC has done in the past. We've got to go from now forward at what's being done. And y'all as a city council have got to do that. If they made a mistake, they made a mistake. City council doesn't have to make the whole citizens have to live with it. Y'all can change it. Y'all can keep it like it is. It's up to them to have to do with it what they need to do. But doing what they're doing and trying to get all this done just so they can sell it at a reduced amount and get rid of it because they need to get rid of it because they've got too much property right now that's not selling. And we all know that. But y'all as a council have got to look at the future of Nederland. Y'all have got to look at what is being done. And if y'all don't expect anybody on other boards to go against ordinances and stuff, the city council does not need to do it either. They need to show the citizens that they're going to back them in what they've been asking them to do. Because if you're not, then I promise you, things are not going to go well in 2 years or 3 years. They're not, because we're watching it over and over and over of things continuing like it has been. And it needs to change.
Any other citizen? Ms. O'Connor.
Renee O'Connor, 1131 Gary Avenue. What is EDC's plan for the building? We know the plan for the parking lot. What is the plan for the building?
I would ask Ms. DeQueer to come forward and answer that.
The building is under contract for someone to open a new business there. So if we don't move forward, we won't have a new business there. I guess the EDC will keep it, and I don't know what, that's what to the board to decide what to do. But that's one business we won't have coming near.
Ms. O'Connor, did that answer your question?
Are we allowed to know what type of business it is?
Yeah, microphone, please, Ms. DeQueer.
I can tell you that Kirk Thomas is the one that's purchasing the building, but I cannot announce anybody's business, and I refuse to announce anybody's business without them being able to announce their own business.
Well taken.
Coming to Nederland by themselves. That is their permission to announce their business.
Yeah. Okay.
That it meets all of the ordinances or whatever can be on Boston Avenue.
Parking will be available to the potential business.
Only what comes with the building, and that's parking on Boston Avenue.
How many lots is that? How many parking lots?
Two on Boston and two behind the building.
Okay. So to verify, excuse me, the building that somebody's going to move into is going to have 4 public parking places.
The parking space, 2 on the street will belong to the public. They can use those. The 2 in the back belong to them. Buy those when they buy the building.
Okay, so public, if they buy the building, they have 4 parking slots. They have employee parking and public parking. 4 spots that they can use for employee parking and public parking.
Okay, so let me just stress this once and all. It doesn't matter what business you have on Boston or anywhere in the city of Nederland. Street parking is open to anybody. So this building gets 2 parking lots that are part of the land behind the building. They can put as many other parking spaces out as they want because it's open parking to the public.
Oh, Ms. Shipley, you've already talked on this agenda item. You've already talked on this agenda item.
Please be allowed to speak for 30 seconds.
Please give her 30 seconds, Mr. Mayor, for her to
30
quickly make her
seconds.
point.
30 seconds.
Back, the 2 spots that are in the back of the building are landlocked. You could hover and drop into them, but you don't have the right to cross another person's property to get to them because it's all private property. So there would only be the public spots that are left. There is a 20-foot spot back there that's 14 feet wide, 20 feet long, but you can't get a car into it unless it hovers over the top and drops down in it.
Ms. O'Connor, anything else?
Doesn't sound like a good plan.
Any other citizen? Mr. Queer?
Access to the property off of 26 on 20 Twin City. And also if you come down the alleyway, you can go through our alley, which is the grass area, and you can go right to the parking.
Okay. Any other citizen?
Good evening, council, mayor and council. Casey Taylor, 4484 Hodgson, is my business. I also serve on the Economic Development Corporation Board. And this property was purchased, yes, for parking, but there is a dwelling there that we have been working for months to have the plat separated so that the building could be sold. We had a bid for the building. The gentleman offered the total of $71,000 for this building. He is well aware at that open bid that it was only that dwelling. He is also aware that the parking is public on Boston. And yes, there is space, Ms. Shipley, there is space behind, and you do not have to hover in because you need to remember that B plat is EDC parking or city parking.
Oh, well, no. Please. Go ahead, Ms. Taylor. You have the floor.
So therefore, when this bid process took place, all of those that bid on this property were aware of the situation. So I, as a citizen and as a member, would ask that the council consider allowing us to move forward in order for a business to come into this dwelling, it to go back on tax roll and provide opportunities for growth. The parking lot will remain for the EDC, and or the plan is to donate it to the city. Thank you.
Kent Avenue. Mr. Ortiz, I would like you to think about what you motioned on, and I'd like to table it, but refuse do the proper thing of what Ms. Shipley talked about, because Ms. Shipley brought up a lot of good stuff that y'all aren't probably understanding. And I think it'd be a good idea for council to table this and let Mr. Hughes look at everything, because there's a lot of issues here. That's all.
Okay. Any other citizens? Council, any final words?
Yeah, I have one. First thing is track 13A. Just for clarification again, does that meet all of our zoning guidelines, ordinances, et cetera?
Well, track 13A does not meet the minimum lot size requirements now.
That's what the variance is for, right?
That's what the deviations, yeah. If you approve the replat, then you're approving it as is.
So
That's what it shows.
the board, the planning zoning board, they moved or came to council with the variance for this to be, or was it a hardship? What was their motion? What did they?
It's on the item, I believe.
Understand.
Yeah, a motion was made by Alex Rump and seconded by Michael Bordelon to send to the city council a recommendation to approve the replat as is contingent on deed language in the contract addressing the water line easement and wall maintenance easement for the building. All voted yes.
So if something goes wrong with these easements, this is all null and void anyways. Is that correct or no?
Yeah, it'd be private anyway, private easements.
Okay.
So it would be all between the two landowners to work out and discuss. Now, they brought up the ideal of having some type of private maintenance easement on that side so that person can get in there and work on their property. But in the zoning ordinance in commercial, it don't have a 5-foot setback on the side. It refers you to the building code, and in the building code, you have to go to the chart. And as closer you get to the property line, the more fire rating of that wall has to come up. That's why you see the rest of them on Boston Avenue butted up. They got a 4-hour rated wall because they go all the way to the property line. And believe it or not, it's in there before I was in here, but in our zoning ordinance, it says that Boston Avenue from Twin City all the way down to 17th Street, off-street parking is exempt. It does say that.
But just for everyone's awareness and edification, I'm going to read from the Tuesday, February 24th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission minutes. Now, these minutes have not been approved. There hadn't been a subsequent meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. So, but these are as written. Item 3, replat. Kay DeQueer, Executive Director of the Nederland Economic Development Corporation, requested a replat of 1111 Boston Avenue, described as the southwest 81 feet of lots 13 to 15 should be block 18. It says block 18. Makes me thirsty for a shiner. Of Nederland Addition to become tract 13A and 13B of Nederland Addition. After a full discussion, Chairman Scott Watchus called for a motion. A motion was made by Alex Rupp and seconded by Michael Bordelon to send to the City Council a recommendation to approve the replat as is, contingent on deed language in the contract addressing the water line easement and wall maintenance easement for the building. All voted aye. And wall maintenance easement, Mr. Wheeler, I don't believe you had said anything about that earlier. What would a wall maintenance easement be in this situation?
Well, the way I see it is it would be like a 3-foot maintenance easement for the benefit of track 13A to maintain their exterior of their wall. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that, to me, that the planning and zoning was kind of leaving it up to the property owners to take care of this stuff when they said, when they wanted to put it in the language of the deed.
Okay.
Because we don't enforce deeds. It's
Right.
anything in there, it's gonna be up to them.
Thank you. That does clarify it in my mind a little bit.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I don't make a comment, please.
Absolutely.
Agenda item does not properly reflect.
Excuse me.
Wait,
Could-
let him
Mike,
go.
his microphone.
Oh,
For the
yeah, his
minutes.
microphone's on. Sorry.
Yeah, for the
I'm sorry.
minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The agenda item that you're considering and has been discussed does not properly reflect the contingency requirements that you read out of whatever you read it out of. I just wanted to point out, I'm not stopping anybody from voting on it, but in my view, you would not be able to vote on that contingency that they're asking for based under this current language on this agenda. And the other thing is while I've got the mic, it's one thing to, for council to give legal counsel instructions on what they want and then make it subject to legal approval or execution of the documents that reflect their action item. This situation is a little bit difficult because you're asking for a contingency that we really don't know what that language is going to be or what I'm supposed to do. So it's sort of, well, it's just absolutely would be incomplete as to what legal counsel was supposed to do to make that contingency happen or not happen. So it's very non-specific at this time. Thank you for that indulgence.
Absolutely, Mr. Yeah, yes, sir.
Quick question.
Mr. Duplain.
So what you're saying is the way it was written into the agenda didn't describe the contingency discussion, so therefore it needs to be adjusted. I guess going to the next meeting agenda.
That's what I understood him to say. Yes, sir. Mr. Hughes, did you
It
hear?
would be better to do it that way.
Yeah.
But I did not rule out an amendment. But it would be better to do it the better way, to see exactly what they want to approve. But I'm not ruling out an amendment by the council.
I will accept a motion to postpone to a certain time.
I'm making a motion to amend it to reflect what our lawyer just told us.
Please give the wording.
I recommend an amendment to, let me get back to the wording, to include the discussion. Hang on a second, let's see. Apologize, I moved all the way back up to the front and I need to go through the
Take your time.
section.
Are you looking for this?
Planning and zoning, yeah. Here it is, I've got it right here. Let's see. I recommend that we amend the agenda item to include contingent, let's see, recommend the approval of the replat as is contingent on deed language in the contract addressing the water line easement and the wall maintenance easement for the building. 13, what was it?
Yeah, how about just take what you just said, Brett, and put it at the, after the period on needle in addition period, and then add the words you just mentioned.
Yeah,
That might be cleaner.
I'm good with that.
Okay, just repeat the wording one more time so Ms. Underwood can put it in the minutes. Yes, sir. So as this of Nederland addition and could with what you were just saying, Brett.
Okay, of Nederland addition, recommendation to approve the replat contingent upon, no, I'm off dead coming. I got off on one page here. I'm sorry. Recommend the approval of the replat as is contingent on the deed language in the contract addressing the water line easement and wall maintenance easement of the building.
For the building, okay,
For the building.
yeah, okay. Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Do we have a second? The amendment dies for lack of a second. I will, I would, certainly be open to a postponement, a motion to postpone to a certain time.
Yeah, Mayor, my apologies. My mute was on, so I made a second on that. My apologies.
You did, Randy, I'm sorry. I didn't.
No. My mic was muted. That's my fault.
Okay, so we do have a second. My bad. Motion is second. Any discussion on the proposed amendment? Hearing none.
Did you ask for council comment or citizen? You just asked if there was any discussion. I wasn't sure who you were asking.
You've already spoken on this agenda item.
I didn't speak on this motion, though. This is a new motion,
This is still on the agenda item.
but this is a new motion. I would ask that I be allowed to address it.
Please have her, Ms. Shipley, through the chair, please allow her a very brief time to explain.
30
what she needs to
seconds.
explain.
Okay, the problem is you still didn't make with his last amendment, unless he redoes his amendment, you didn't do the other utilities, which also go across private land. So it's going to fail for that. But you need the deed language. He should be able to say this attached language that allows for blah, 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 blah. This is the same thing that Mr. Hughes was referring to when this council makes motions that says, we want to approve something contingent upon some things that might happen, like approval of legal or approval of this or approval of that. And then you guys never come back and vote on it again. It wasn't really approved, just like the minutes you approved tonight for Mr. De La Rosa's. If you look in the last minutes, your resolution on his hiring doesn't have a pay grade. It only has a step. And then you approved him pending a legal approval, but you never came back to this council to make the motion to approve it after.
Okay, you're not,
legal approval.
you ventured away from the
I
motion at
just-
hand.
And I think Mr. Hughes is correct that your wording has to be crystal clear. And what I was noticed in the agenda that was timely posted according to the law did not include that amendment. And I think it's inappropriate to amend something so significant.
Mayor, will you entertain a motion to postpone?
Yes, I would.
I'd like to entertain a motion to postpone until April the 6th.
Do we have this supersedes, this amendment? So this subsidiary motion does, supersede.
Just so you understand, the amendment, as I understand it, would not allow legal review. And there's been some issues raised tonight on legal review, and I told you I did not know the answer. And I'm not saying that Mrs. Shipley is right. She lost me in that very lengthy narrative. But there was some words in there that did keep my attention, and I'm not trying to impose my will on you. If you want it effectuated based upon the deed language, then vote on that amendment. If you want legal review, then that amendment needs to include some legal review. And if you want to execute the document upon legal review and approval, then you need to authorize the appropriate documents to be executed by the mayor or city manager tonight. Otherwise, Ms. Shipley may be right, and it may have to come back, and I'm not prepared to pass on that, but it's taken care of if you authorize the mayor and appropriate people to execute the documents upon legal approval.
Mr. Ortiz's motion is a motion to postpone until April 6th. Am I
That is
correct?
correct,
That is
for legal
correct.
review.
For le-
That's the
Yes, sir.
motion.
Then I withdraw everything I said.
Yes, sir.
I understood Mr. Sonia had seconded his motion.
Right, but this is a motion to postpone takes precedent.
So I'll restate, my motion is to postpone until April the 6th for legal review.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, okay, council discussion on postponing this to April 6th. And what, to do what, Jeff, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem?
For legal review.
For legal review. Okay, any discussion, council? Any discussion, citizens? This is on the motion proposed postpone until April 6th. Ortiz.
Aye.
Sonier.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Duplant.
Nay.
And Darby, aye. April 6th, and Mr. Hughes, if that doesn't give you enough time, please let us know promptly. Thank you. I, discussion and possible action concerning the proposed replat of 2600 Highway 365, described as parts of Lot 3 and 4 of Block 14, Range H of Port Arthur Land Company to become lots 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Mid Jeff Plaza. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to ask Mr. Wheeler to step forward and provide us information on this replat.
Thank you. Again, the planning and zoning met Tuesday, February the 24th at 5 o'clock at the Bob Henson Building. The replat request was from Joe Arif, owner of the property of 2600 Highway 365, described as Palco parts of Lot 3 and 4 of Block 14, Range H, requested a replat of the property to become Mid-Jeff Plaza, lots 1, 2, and 3, and 4. After a full discussion, a motion was made by Alex Rump and seconded by Dylan Farley to send to the city council a recommendation to approve the replat contingent on the demolition of certain sections of the structure to allow the surveyors to set the property pins. Now, what that meant is he's going to be tearing down some of the old hospital, especially to make room for a developer to come in and build on lots 2. No, lot 1, there on the corner. He's not going to tear down all the hospital. He's just going to tear down that part. And once they get it demolished, then the surveyor can come in and actually set the pins for each one of these lots. So when they do that, then they'll give me the as-built replat, and then I'll go to the chairman of the planning and zoning and the mayor to sign it. Of course, if it's approved. So it would be approved or just approved contingent on the pins being set once the demolition is done. Any questions?
Yeah, let's have a motion second, then we'll have council.
Move the item.
Second.
Motion by Jones, seconded by Ortiz. Any member of council, questions or comments?
Yeah, Mr. Wheeler. Oh, Randy, you go ahead.
No, go ahead, Britton.
As far as, certain sections have to come down, that would be because, my understanding is we vote to approve or not to approve a replat, but if we did vote to approve the replat, that replat cannot be recorded with the county until the surveyor goes out there and sticks his piece of rebar or his T-post or whatever he's using where it's required, which is why they're required to tear down certain sections. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, once they set it, then they'll give me a as-built after they set it, final, and that's when I'll get the signatures and give it back to them, and then they can go record it.
Recorded at the county.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so Britton, we're kind of on the same page because my comments would be that I have no problem approving it. But basically you have to become valid and commence with construction will only be issued once demo completed. So to cover ourselves and make sure that we've done everything by the book, I would say they need to start, we allow them to start doing demo, but when they're ready to set the pins and come to the next level, I like for it to come before council again, as well as your recommendation that everything is up to par on it, that they can move forward. They've got the pin set, they've done the demolition, they've had all that before we say you can move forward, because I don't want to let something be out of alignment there.
I think he was looking for some type of preliminary approval of this so he could go back and so he could start the demolition.
Yeah, I have no problem with I have no problem with the preliminary approval. Just as long as it's by the book, we have to come back and finalize that. Hey, the pins are set. You've done the demolition. These lots are pinned accordingly. We agree upon it that they meet the requirement sizes for what he's building, and then move forward. So it really puts it on him to make sure he's doing it correctly there. And if he's doing that, then I have no issue with it.
Councilman, if I may, I don't know what your audio setting is over there. I believe you might have touched on that because as I understood it, after
He's talking to Mr. Wheeler now, Randy.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Okay, no problem.
After those certain sections come down and the surveyor goes out there and puts the rods where they need to go, in order for that to go to the county, it has to go through you to I don't know if certify is the right word, or
Signature. from
get the
mayor.
signatures that the pins have been set appropriately. And then at that point, it's going to go to the county for them to record it in the county records.
Yeah, so it can't be done, until it's clear, Randy. So I don't think the addition of what you're talking about is it's gonna actually happen for George
Right.
to actually approve it. So I think it's good as stands, but
Yeah, no, I agree.
Either.
Okay, any other questions or comments from council? Citizens.
On this of Jackie Toops, 613 North 14th. On this of setting the pins, y'all are doing all this, but my thing of it is, we've already had issues with this person before. Okay, we've got issues right now with them that has property here. They're saying set pins. How do you know that you're gonna partially approve this? And they're gonna go set the pins, and the pins are gonna be too close to the other property. They're gonna be they evidently already have one of the properties that they want to sell and be done. And I'm afraid we're already in a lawsuit with these people right now. And we're taking a chance right now on there being other things that's going to come up with this. And I'm just very leery on y'all going into something and approving something without having it. If he wants to demolish the building and then come back and replat and do that, that's great. That's the way to do it, because then we can see whether he's replatting and doing everything and being distanced from the building. But we've already gotten ourselves in a situation with this right now, with this person. And there's already a city next to us that has already had problems with them too. And I know that for a fact, and they've had to run them out. I don't want us to end up with more. And I'm afraid that's what's going to be happening, because we already know they got apartments there and there's not supposed to be apartments there. So we're already getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And we've just got to get ourselves out of it.
Ms. Toops, may I? You asked, how do we know that when the surveyor goes out and marks the survey? That's what they do. They're certified. Those surveys are stamped.
Okay, I understand.
We're not doing the survey. We don't do, the city doesn't do it.
If he wants to get and tear down part of his building and then come in to get it replatted and do all that, that's great. But we're trying to get the cart before the horse. I mean, we're getting the cart before it again. And we've already come into that situation already happening on Avenue H. And I don't want to see it happen again. Because every time it does, I'm sorry, but the council ends up looking foolish to the citizens about it because it comes up again. And I'm trying to keep that from happening with y'all. I don't want it to happen again because it doesn't look well in public. It really doesn't.
Ms. Toops, one other thing, if I may. I can only speak to what I see in the sequence here because we don't have a representative from this the organization in question here. But what I can say and what I do think, you know, as a former business owner myself, is that if he's not gonna go in and tear down certain sections of a building and then and then it comes to us and we don't approve it. So you mentioned the cart before the horse. I think he's wanting to see if the council's even going to entertain it before he goes and spends money.
You're going to tell him that, yes, go ahead and tear down and then get replatted. What if he changes on how he wants to do this or something? The problem is all of this is very vague when it comes with them. It is. We have seen this before. We have seen them not being in compliance before. They're not in compliance even out there now. And this is just more of the same issues. And I just.
Yeah, question I have, Mrs. Toops, also, I think it was mentioned before and I caught it. Was this approved by Planning and Zoning Commission to bring it before council? Is that correct?
It's being recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
All right, thank you.
Before you go, Ms. Shipley, I want to read what item 4 is from the Planning and Zoning Commission minutes of February 24th, 2026. Joe Arif, owner of the property at 2600 Highway 365, described as Palco, Port Arthur Land Company, parts of lot 3 and 4 of block 14, range H, requested a replat of the property to become Mid-Jeff Plaza lots 1, 2, 3, and 4. After a full discussion, a motion was made by Alex Rupp and seconded by Dylan Fairley to send to the city council a recommendation to approve the replat contingent on the demolition of certain sections of the structure to allow the surveyors to set the new property pins. All voted aye. Okay, Ms. Shipley, go ahead.
Jolie Shipley, 8765 Holmes Road. Number one, don't defer your authority to someone that you aren't 100% sure is going to do it right. We have multiple lawsuits pending against the city now because of the approvals he's made, and there's more coming. That's a problem.
Point of
order.
order. I don't want our employees cross-examined at the stand.
I did not address him at all.
You pointed to him, ma'am. We're not doing that anymore.
Okay.
Yep. Talk to the city manager and he can deal with his subordinates.
So I'm sorry, I'll start over. Let me try that again. Jolie Shipley, 8765 Holmes Road. I'm aware that our city has construction within our city that is in violation of our own building codes. Those violations of our building codes have resulted in litigation that's costing our city many dollars.
You've got to stay on the agenda item.
I am staying on the agenda item.
You have veered quite far away. Focus your comments to the agenda item.
Because of that, I would ask that city council retain its authority. In the replat, could any of you tell me what the required setback is from the apartment building that will remain intact when the rest of it is torn down? Does anyone know, and I know you won't answer me, how many feet that has to be set back? And is it going to be set back that far? Because just because the surveyor goes out and replats and puts the pin in the ground does not guarantee compliance with our statutes and our ordinances that it is now the right place and that you should approve the replat if it's up against another building. So I would ask that you not approve it in advance like prior council, Mr. Sawyer, Mr. Duplant did with the town hall or the duplexes on 28th Street. And that's a direct reference to this one, that if you pre-approve it and you say you can build so many and you don't realize what the lot dimensions are after the road's put in, or you're not given the whole thing, you have vaguely approved, but completely approved, and given someone else the authority to sign your name for approval to a project that ended up being very wrong. And so all I can evidence this request to are the things that have been wrong in the past, like the duplexes on 28th Street. Council, not three of you, but the other two approved.
You're veering from the agenda item. Please stick to this agenda item.
To give you an example of how bad it screwed things up, because now you've got duplexes that cover 80% of a lot, and it's not consistent with table 12.3. What assurance do you have that the replat you're asking to be approved is going to result in the new lots and the adjacent lots comply with this? This is your law. You passed this. Nobody's made a motion to change this. So in what you're trying to vote on, what assurance do you have that the existing lots and the remaining lots comply with this? So the apartments might be right up against the property line if you just blanketly approve a replat without first seeing it. I would ask, as Mr. Sawyer said, bring it back to council. Do not defer your authority, because it's your problem and you have to own it and you have to do it right. I would ask that you do it.
40 Kent Avenue. I was I just want to ask one question. George, do you know what part
No.
he's tearing down?
Yeah. Yeah, talk to the city manager.
Okay, so do you know what part he is going to tear down?
That's not what the mayor meant, Mayor, so. You
Right.
asked me a question.
Right,
about-
right, right.
Yeah.
So that you can ask Mr. Wheeler. We're not gonna have
Okay.
people asking direct questions.
Okay.
Microphone, George.
Enough for the hospital to set these pins here. The hospital comes. Open like this. So he's gonna tear down, I don't know.
Okay, so,
But it'd have to be enough that it meets
right,
code.
so the part where the part where the ambulance section is, that's staying.
Mhm.
The part where the apartments are, that's being torn down.
I don't know of any apartments.
It's, hold on, I'm gonna go off. On Marketplace, it's been taken off. But on Marketplace, and I sent him a link to it. On Marketplace, those were labeled as apartments and they were rented by the month.
Through the Open Meetings Act.
I can't
engage with you on that subject.
Hold on.
We're
Yeah,
on a replat.
we're on the
This is a
replat.
replat. That's all we're gonna talk about.
Let me-
On
thank you.
Marketplace. And he has a link to it. So I just want to, I just want to verify that. I'm not, but, but they were linked, that they are labeled as a part of the Marketplace and it had been taken off. Since I started complaining about it, that had been taken off. So, but I just want to know what parts being torn down. Are the apartments being torn down or the?
Help Anthony? This is the surveyor.
Oh, wonderful. He can inform us of the process.
Anthony Leger, 1062 Boston Avenue, in this great city of Nederland. Be glad to answer any questions y'all have. I'm representing Mr. Arif in this request for a preliminary plat approval so that he can enter into an agreement to build a bank on Lot 1. That's all he needs. He will demo enough of that building so where I can set those monuments for whoever wants to sign that plat, because it's not going in public record until I get my job done.
Any member of council have a question for?
Yeah, I've
Mr.
gotten something. It's been brought up tonight about, well, what if they don't set the pin in the right place? And are you a professional at what you do? And is your work,
Responsibility.
is
I'm
your
a
work,
licensed surveyor in the state of Texas.
your licensed surveyor of the state of Texas? So,
A business owner, South Texas, in my company.
okay. So you don't just go out there and just throw a pin in the ground somewhere. You actually,
No, sir, I do
you
not.
understand what I'm,
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Any other member of council have a question for the surveyor?
So did you, I guess, quick question, were you his rep with the, planning and zoning group when they're?
Yes, sir, I was.
And you explained everything that was gonna go on with this replat?
No, sir, I did not have to explain anything.
You didn't have to? Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
My understanding, as it would be, was that in order for you to get the lot surveyed properly, as you're bound to do as a professional working under state law, certain sections of this building are going to have to come down in order for you to do your job correctly. Is that correct?
Yes.
And if the building didn't come down, I mean, it wouldn't be right to go in the existing building and put a pin through the floor of the hospital, would it now?
That's not possible.
It's not possible?
Correct.
Okay, understood. Thank you, sir.
Any other member of council have a question or comment? Okay, any member of the public who has not spoken on this agenda item? Curtis? Oh, Bob, I'm sorry. Bob, you're correct. My bad. My phone went to sleep. You still got time.
George, is this being?
Now, again, you talk to the city manager. We're gonna,
Build the building. If they don't, going to basically the 27th Street.
Mr. Wheeler, can you respond?
microphone,
talking
microphone,
about-
George, yeah.
There you go.
I would assume it's gonna be facing 365. I mean, it's That's what I would do. Space it 365.
Way it faces it.
You know, I don't, at this
That's a
point, I don't, we don't
private
have no
sector
concern
just
about
decide
which way
that.
it's gonna face. Plan review. We'd have to look at it.
Again, just like Boston Avenue, I suggest the proper thing to do this because there's a lot of legal fatality until with Mr. Hughes, don't make a big mistake.
Mr. Klinger, may I, just for a moment? So as was previously stated and as can be found online, if you look up that address, there's a plat on a real estate website. And it shows exactly what's proposed, what it's looking like. It's over, there's ultimately going to be over, I believe, 40,000 square foot of businesses. That's not just one building. That could
Our
be,
city needs to
that could be 2 or 3 dozen new businesses. What's been mentioned is the bank on that corner. That's good jobs for this community. That's taking an abandoned building that's presumably going to be gone, hopefully very soon in entirety, and putting a nice business there on the tax rolls, premium valuation with good jobs for people in this community. Because these banks down, they are good, stable jobs. And we don't get new banks very often.
But the city needs new businesses.
Amen.
I totally agree with that. Just like when, if you remember the other corner was a Rags Car Wash, before that, Boston, Blockbuster, and all that stuff, all tore down and now look, and it's right. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that, but let's do it so there's no lawsuits, so there's nothing left. Instead of voting, let's table it and make sure everything's done right. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
And
I agree with what you're saying.
what would your, so let me just give me 1 second, Mr. Chairman, if you would.
Absolutely.
Discussion and possible action considering the proposed replat of 2600 Highway 365 described as parts of lot 3 and 4 of block 14 Range H of Palco to become lots 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Mid Jeff Plaza. So what in that are you suggesting that I need to go sit down with Mr. Hughes and have a legal briefing from? What specifically in that? Because you're saying we need to go have a legal review. I haven't heard the city attorney tell us we need a legal review. He knows how to use, his microphone works. If he's supposed to guide us, and if he thinks we're about to do something wrong, he can speak up.
I don't see any reason to hold up from a legal standpoint of what I've heard here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
If I can piggyback on
Yep.
Councilmember
ahead,
Jones real
Mayor Pro
quick,
Tem.
Mr. Stratton. On lot 2, it's my understanding it's going to be a 9,000 square feet, center, retail development on lot 2.
I need to be clear when I said 41,000 square feet, which is just off a website that I found online that anybody can find. Just doing a little research before this, that was the total cumulative square foot. That's not one building. It's almost going to be like a business type kind of park looking thing, right? So.
Correct. Mr. Stratton.
Curtis Stratton, 703 South 12th Street. So I'm gonna look at this from my aspect of things as far as how, when I have a job come to me. Somebody builds a strip center. It's gonna be an 8-building strip center. They know where each door is gonna be for an entrance to this building or into this strip center. I don't understand why they can't configure it with the building already standing with modern technology. It probably can be done and know, hey, I want this lot to be X wide by X deep. And then once they get that, get it tore down, then they know already what it is. They're not, they want to tear it down and then get it surveyed. Why can't they just go ahead and get it done as it is? Like I said, I'm looking at it as a construction standpoint of things because I deal with it. When somebody comes to me with a shell, they're like, okay, we need 10 doors in this. Okay, do you know where you want them? Yeah, I want 2 on this side of the building. I want 3 in the middle, or I want this, whatever. They know that. And I just go by what they tell me because they already have it configured. Same thing you can do with this building. Like I said, I'm sure there's modern technology today that they didn't have 30 years ago that can tell you, pull it up on a computer and be like, okay, then we want this lot X wide by X deep. and lot 2 is gonna be the same, or 3 is gonna be this, or whatever. Nobody's talking about not holding up to bring business into Nederland. That's not the issue. The issue is they're wanting to pass this, and I've dealt with this gentleman before on other jobs, and I can just tell you right now, he is shady.
Point of
So,
order, Mr. Mayor, personal attacks.
I'm not, it's not a personal attack. It's a God's honest truth.
Yeah.
If you think it's a personal attack, you can take it how you want, but I'm just telling you, I've dealt with him as a business standpoint and as a businessman here in Nederland, and I know how he works.
All right, any other citizen? Okay, hearing none. We have a motion and a second on the floor. The council, anything further? We will go to a vote. Councilmember Duplant.
Aye.
Councilmember Jones.
Aye.
Councilmember Sonier.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Ortiz.
Aye.
And Darby, Mayor Darby, aye. Okay, J. Discussion and possible action regarding the forensic audit report of findings. All right. And Mr. Hughes, if I say something incorrect that you and I had talked about, please correct me. Mr. Hughes did have a discussion after the last meeting with Baker Tilly. He was concerned about some of the verbiage and that verbiage in what they had said about not being disclosable. Mr. Hughes believed it would conflict with state law, and they agreed to waive that wording in there, that it would be non-disclosable. So it would, if the council votes this evening, it would be totally disclosable. Mr. Hughes, did I misstate anything?
I think you stated correctly. I found earlier that the report was disclosable to the public. My only cautionary note was that there was some confidentiality agreements in the bid or the proposal, as well as in the final report. And I cleared those hurdles to my satisfaction and to the interim city manager's satisfaction. The council is free, in my legal opinion, to disclose the forensic report to the public.
Thank you, sir.
Can I ask one?
Yes, sir.
clarification?
Absolutely.
You said forensic report. So it's not an audit, right?
Well, by its terms, it said it was not an audit. It said it was a final forensic report.
Forensic report, right, forensic report. Okay. Let's have a motion in a second. I'm open to that right now.
Move the item.
Well, you move what? That we disclose it?
Well, do we need a motion in a second to discuss it?
No,
we already-
it says possible action. You didn't say what your action was.
My action was a motion so we can have a discussion.
It's on the
we already
agenda. It's
passed?
on the agenda. It's,
Okay.
and all we need is a motion in a second to take action.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move that we release the report, put it out, and that's it. Put the report out.
That's
my
just what I
motion.
needed. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just what I needed. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by Jones, seconded by Ortiz. Council, do you have any discussion or comments at this point?
Yeah, do we have a summary of the report that we can make? I believe we do.
Summary, I don't understand.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, summary of findings. I mean, there was. If I'm free to speak, there
Yes,
was
sir.
nothing of any major consequence that was discovered in this, other than the $9,000 that was put in the wrong location under the COVID funds. The rest of it was a big nothing burger.
Well, I think I read it a little differently.
I read 16 times the same thing to make a document of 16 pages.
I believe there were other things in there, but that, again, I will leave it up to if this passes, leave it up to the good judgment of the people in Nederland who
Thank you.
footed the bill for
Let
this.
people read it and do with it.
But exactly what are you thinking is in it?
I'm gonna let the people decide when they read it, if we pass to release it. I'm gonna let the people decide.
I have no problem releasing it. I would just like to make sure that it's clear what we've gotten. We spent $80,000 when we said we were going to spend 70. No, none of that was approved, the extension of it. And the fact that it is a report and not an audit, which was clearly discussed with our lawyer. We paid for an audit that turned out to be a report costing us $80,000. That was a big nothing burger, is what I saw.
Okay, I will let the
That's
people
my
of the city.
opinion.
I understand. And my opinion is we're gonna let the people, if we vote to replace it,
You
it'll
don't have
let
an
the people.
opinion of your own? You're gonna let the people decide?
Oh, I've
I
got
believe you
I've
should
got
have
an,
an opinion of your own.
I've got an
I'll leave
opinion,
you
but I'm not
alone.
gonna discuss what's right now an embargoed document until it's in the public domain.
Okay.
Any further discussion
I'm
for
all for it
council?
being open.
Any further discussion by council? Any discussion by citizens?
Katie Clear, 1519 Boston Avenue. I waited for almost 11 months for this forensic audit to come out before speaking. I believe the facts were supposed to come out first, but those are not going to be shared tonight. So what I'm going to do is share with anybody that's here that really cares what we learned from getting to review the audit. The facts should come first. They should have come from you. The years of documentation and public information requests were reviewed, and the truth is now clear. A quote made on July the 9th, 2026, where there is smoke, there is fire. Let that sink in, because this is where the fire is. And this is where it gets rekindled every single month, twice a month. Tonight, I respectfully request on behalf of this city that it be extinguished. The audit originally budgeted for 70-something for years fiscal year 21 to 24 was extended for an additional year to continue to dig for something that you couldn't find in 21 through 24. So there's an increase in pay. I don't know what that was. I don't know who voted for it. I don't remember seeing it on city council's agenda. This audit was conducted by the 9th largest global accounting firm. The findings are indisputable. There was no theft, no fraud, no personal gain, no double dipping, and no misuse of funds.
Mr. Queer, would you suspend for just 1 second?
Yes.
How do you know how do you know what was in the audit?
Attorney to attorney allowed us to look at it, and you tonight were supposed to share it openly to the public.
That's what this motion in a second would do, is to share it with the public.
Now,
Okay, proceed.
okay, so again, go back to there was no theft, no fraud, no personal gain, no double dipping, and no missing funds. The rumors were false, and the truth is now public, and now they're all going to get to see it. Everybody will perceive and misconstrue whatever they want, and that's fine. Many additional investigations, accusations, and attacks will probably occur before the truth is actually accepted. Prior to your election, we sat for an hour and a half, and you said you wanted the city of Nederland and the Nederland EDC to start working together because you knew the previous 12 years it hadn't worked together. This was the first thing y'all needed to do to make it clear where it wasn't on you, it was on the previous regime or whatever the terminology would be, so that you weren't a part of it. I get that totally. But you also wanted the EDC investigated at the same time. I am only standing here tonight by the grace of God that gave me the strength to even come up here and talk. I am not mad. I am livid at what is going on in this community. My job is to grow jobs, build this community, not let it be torn down, not let people rip each other apart, but stand up and support one another and speak kind to each other. Don't laugh at each other. It's ridiculous, and y'all let it get out of hand. When nobody stands up for you, then you have to stand up for yourself, and tonight I'm doing that. And real leadership requires courage and integrity. In the silence of all those that are quiet but are part of the sidebar conversations, you're just as guilty. Public service brings scrutiny, yes, but criticism becomes personal attacks. Families start getting targeted, and then it gets too far. My family never should have been subjected to harassment because of my role as the EDC director. In 13 years with the EDC, I have brought in more than 130 businesses countless jobs and projects up to over $3 billion. That's with a B. Our mission has always been simple: grow jobs, strengthen the sales tax base, support a stronger local economy. Personal attacks on y'all, on me, on each other do not grow this community. It's dividing us. Tonight, I challenge everybody, council, community, and all the keyboard warriors that are online tonight taking their notes, to make a positive difference in Nederland. Look around the room, say something nice. Choose respect instead of rumors, kindness over cruelty. But I will be clear, I'm not going to stand silent anymore when falsehoods continue. It's up to y'all to stop the endless rumors. You could have stopped them 9, 7, 8 months ago. The era of baseless accusations need to end. We're going to either work together, not just the city and the EDC, but the entire community, the betterment, to grow us, or we're going to stand in the way of progress, which is what's happened quite a few times tonight. But the choice is up to everybody that's here. But my commitment is going to be truth, integrity, and the community unwavering. The audit's finished, the truth is known. My integrity stands. The real work begins, coming together as a community and moving us forward. Let's move forward in a positive direction. Stop looking back. Focus on the best, plan what is yet to come, and what each of us can do individually as a citizen to make Nederland, Texas, the best place to raise a family, begin and grow a business, and overall live together on the same planet and the same few square miles. Thank you.
Any other citizen comments? Ms. Shipley.
Jolie Shipley, 8765 Holmes Road. I agree with Mr. Queer that it's important we not let families get targeted like my father was because of the missteps of prior people in positions that allowed zoning laws to be violated. I think it's important that you all take it seriously and you come here each week and you ask the questions and you don't just take someone's answer and repeat it as if you're a puppet, but that you look into each and every document. I haven't seen the audit. I was not graced with the opportunities that Mr. Queer had to see it. I thought council had refused to release it until just now and haven't even voted on that. So I think it's very—
Mayor, that was my decision. That was a legal decision. There were some legal issues involved, and I did discuss that with the interim city manager, but I want to make it clear that that was my legal decision. I think it was best in the city's interest that the person who was the subject of that audit have a review to answer certain legal issues before it was released to the public. Thank you.
Thank you. Please continue.
So that was not what was represented to the citizens in the past. It was that you all were getting a legal opinion. If it was that you all were consulting with people who would then repeat parts of it or summaries of it, that was not made clear to the citizens and may have led to some of the confusion. I agree we need to make a positive difference, but I will tell you that coming into this position a year ago, our ditches had not been dug. Our streets had not been maintained. Our sewer, God bless Ms. Finette.
Please stay on the forensic audit report of findings.
I will stay on the forensic audit, but I'll also point out that Mr. Queer was not shut down at 3 minutes. Not once was she interrupted at 3 minutes. So my point is that the forensic audit was necessary to get to you all looking at the documents and having a basis for it. I don't expect you, and I would frown upon you going to any leader in this city, any supervisor, and saying, should I say yes or should I say no? And then repeating what you're told. Without the forensic audit, we all would continue to doubt what was or was not there. So I applaud you in doing it. And it was still 1/3 of the cost of the building on Boston Avenue bought by the EDC. It was a fraction of other expenses in this city. So yes, it was money spent, but my position as a citizen is that the forensic audit was necessary. And I look forward to reading it for myself. And just like you all, not accepting a summary of someone else's review of things, but your own review of each and every document.
Thank you. Any other citizen?
Bruce Square, 3015 Needland Avenue, Suite D. I lease that building for my business. I'm concerned about the direction the city of Nederland is heading into.
Brewster Square.
It's hard to believe that the last city election has brought out so much hatred. It seems that the attack on the city started months before the elections by some who wanted to lead Nederland. Every city council meeting is now, and I'm going to say it like a three-ring circus. Citizens show such disrespect to the council and each other, and the council doing the same sometimes. Being able to voice our opinion is our right as an American citizen, but should be done with respect for each other. The verbal attacks, rumors, accusations, and outright lies to the EDC or about the EDC need to be stopped. The board of directors, the director have done nothing wrong, and this so-called audit, which I understand tonight, sir, is not an audit. It's almost like an opinion. Okay? The forensic audit has shown that there has been no wrongdoing by the board of directors of the Economic Development Corporation or the executive director. The EDC is a prime reason that Nederland has at Howells, Ashley's Furniture, Checkers, Buxton Brewing, Sorella's, and my favorite, Whataburger. Now, a lot of people don't know about Whataburger. Whataburger didn't just come over here and say, yes, we want to join Nederland. The EDC had to go out and dig tools out of their toolbox deep to convince these people to come here. They used the traffic count on Nederland Avenue as their basis, whether they were going to bring one here or not, and it didn't work because we didn't have enough. But the EDC dug deep and brought the amount of vehicles that pass on Highway 69 every day to the attention of Whataburger, and they bought into it. And also by Whataburger coming in, they took out some businesses there that weren't exactly the best in the world. One of them wanted to leave anyway, and the other one, and I have personal knowledge of this because I saw it myself, the business was also being used as a place for the owners to sleep at night. Okay? Many other small and large businesses have relied on grants to help them get their business started. And there's people in this room right here who are relatives also that went to the EDC and gladly took the money that the EDC handed to them, but yet they're here to cut their throats. They use it to help repair their buildings, their parking lots, beautification projects for the business and all that kind of stuff to make Nederland a better place to live and shop. But let's not forget that horrible welcome to Nederland arch. That's all we heard about for months, about how horrible it was and what the EDC could not spell welcome right. Come on, people. Some of us need to be educated. Okay? It's being used for pictures for people that are getting married, for family reunions, class reunions, even TV advertisements. It's even used on something that our mayor has been on. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's on, you did something for the city to show the positives of the city, and the arch is on there too. So it can't be that horrible. Last thing I want to say is one thing that was said at a meeting a while back. And it was said, well, actually, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was not at a meeting, it was in an interview where it was said that minimum wage people did not count as economic development for Nederland. Everybody that makes $2 an hour and contributes to our tax base is part of economic development. You cannot deny it. So I think, as what's been said before, we need to work together to bring Nederland back to the prominence that it was before. And let's not come to these meetings to try to beat each other up, because that's not what a city council meeting is about. guess that's about it.
Thank you. Any other citizen? Mr. Stratton.
Curtis Stratton, 703 South 12th Street and 716 South Twin City Highway. I have not a problem with the forensic audit that took place. I think it was a great idea. The problem I have is the EDC, yes, it does bring businesses in, and I'm all about business because I am a small business owner. My family opened a business in 1984 here in Nederland. But does the EDC provide for a business that's been here for 40-something years? No, it does not. We have gone to the EDC when we added on. We got denied on a $50,000 expansion that it's going to cost to add on to our shop. EDC denied us.
Let's stick to the forensic audit itself, Curtis.
Well, it is. It's about the EDC.
Okay. It's
So do I have a problem with the audit? No, I don't. But I think for the EDC to stand in good graces with people and the citizens in the city is they need to start helping the businesses that have been here that are a staple in this community, like my business since 1984 for 40 years. And I'm not talking about some shrubbery that I can't put out in front of my shop because I don't own the property because of TxDOT, or some parking strips. But I'm all about spreading the wealth in Nederland and helping whatever is going on. But at the same time, I think the EDC should do that. And I don't think they do for businesses that have been a staple of this community.
Thank you.
For a long time.
All right. Any other?
My name is Tim Winberg. I reside at 912 Circle Drive. I've been living here about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years. I've gone to several city council meetings in various cities around here. We go just about every council meeting at Groves, and we actually open the meeting with prayer. I'm the chaplain, and also the Pledge of Allegiance. What I've seen here this evening kind of disturbs me. First of all, I have seen that there's not very many of Robert's rules being followed here. As a member of the VFW, we have to follow the we're chartered by the Congress, and we have to go by Robert's rules.
Okay, can we
Yes.
talk about the forensic
So
audit?
the point that I'm trying to make is that I would like to see that there be a little more unity going on here, and I don't like seeing all the arguments. And I think maybe the main thing is that if we followed with the Roberts rules, things would go a little smoother. Thank you.
All right,
That was my comment.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Any other citizen?
Hi, my name's Lily Shipley and I reside at 8765 Holmes Road. I appreciate the audit, not because it put Mr. Queer on blast or anything, but because it called for transparency. In my experience as a business owner on Boston Avenue, it took me 3 separate meetings, my business partner and I, 3 separate meetings to receive an application to potentially be approved for funding through the EDC. At first, it was denied that it even existed. Mr. Queer tells people about the Pride program.
Let's stay on the forensic audit.
I appreciate it because it called for transparency, because we're not getting that all the time at the EDC. I actually had a business owner on Boston today call me. She's been there 15 years. She's never been informed of all the money that the EDC has that they can give away because they didn't tell her about it. It also took her 2 meetings to get the application. In the last 5 years, it is my understanding that only 8 businesses in the city of Nederland have been approved for the incentive program. I find that increasingly alarming. We need transparency, and we need the EDC to be giving businesses these grants that they are eligible for.
Okay, thank you. Any other citizens to speak about the forensic audit report of findings? It depends on how we vote tonight. We can't
Wish we
vote,
coulda had it to
you
you 20
know,
minutes ago.
we'll take all the public comments, but we can't vote till we get, yeah, we got it. That's right. That's right. Okay, any other? Hearing none. Okay, we have a motion and a second. This is on releasing the forensic audit report of findings. Mayor Pro Tem Ortiz.
Aye.
Councilman Sonier,
Aye.
Councilman Jones,
Aye.
Councilman Duplant, and Mayor Darby, aye. Mr. Spell, I'd previously sent Mr. Spell an embargoed copy. He will now share it on social media, not maybe right this instant, but in the next, period of time, next, in the morning, okay? See, I know, it's almost morning. I can't, citizens stay within the rules. I get to talk, but the longer they talk, the longer the meetings are, but I'm not trying to put anyone's First Amendment rights at risk. Okay, council members and city manager comments. Randy, you're the traveling man. I'll let you go first.
I have no comments. Good meeting. I'm glad to see the audit coming out and get it out to our citizens to review.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, a few things. I was surprised we didn't have the old business on our agenda tonight. Also, consent agenda was left out. So we need to make sure we're consistent with our agendas going forward. Third thing, I appreciate the call for unity. I think it's important that we stick to decorum, to our rules that we established back in May. And we continue to make sure our meetings run smoothly. And I know we're going to always have differences of opinion, and we're always going to have some upset time, but in the end, we all live here and we all love the great city of Nederland. So I implore you to please, let's continue. Let's start today with unity and serving our city the best way we can. Thank you all.
Councilmember Jones.
Yeah, I want to take an opportunity just to formally welcome our new city manager, Mr. De La Rosa. Nederland is a great community here. I think you're going to like it. We have a great citizenry. And like any city in this United States of America, we have our set of issues here that we're having to work on, and we're going to have to work through. It is my hope that through your leadership that we will get there to where we need to be. So thank you for being here and welcome to Nederland.
Thank you. Mr. Councilmember, yep. Councilmember Duplant.
I was gonna do that, but you beat me to it. Jerk. Anyway.
Start with him next time.
I will. Welcome to the circus. Hopefully we can calm it down for you. No, the audit, as I said before, it's gonna sound like I'm being negative, but I'm not. We go through a financial audit, a detailed financial audit every year from a third party. This audit didn't find anything that wasn't already found except for the COVID funding. And I just, that's all I have to say.
I'll let City Manager De La Rosa go next.
Okay, Mayor, council members, citizens, I'm very honored to be here. I look forward to serving each of you. I will work every day to earn your trust. I believe in being held accountable, and I believe in being transparent. I also want you to know that my wife and I are very committed to being here, that as from the time I interviewed, we were looking at homes. We came a week ago. We put a contract out on Wednesday and the seller signed that contract. So I'm under contract to buy a home and hopefully close in about 30 days. So thank you for allowing me to be here, and thank you, Mayor and council members, for choosing me to be your next city manager.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And as mayor, I'll close us out. We have a city manager now without the title interim before his name. We can now not only keep the trains running, but we can go down the tracks. And I believe Mr. De La Rosa is the man for the time, this is his time, this is his place, this is his community. And welcome him if you already haven't done so. And if there are concerns with the city, with any of his subordinate staff, bring it to him. In the short time I've known him, he's a very thoughtful man, very studious man. He may not give you an answer right then, but you're going to get an answer. And again, it may not be the answer you want, but you're going to get an answer, an honest answer from him. I took him on the Tour de Nederland last Monday. I told him that the weather was always like it was last Monday. It's really bad today comparison. But and I also want to thank Mr. Mills and Ms. Dowden for their work as, yeah, go ahead, please. For their work as interim city managers. Ms. Dowden started a week before the three of us got sworn in. She started on May 5th of 2025. And then Mr. Mills. So basically for the last 10 months, as a new mayor, I've had interims. It's going to be exciting to work with a city manager who's going to be here for more than a few months. So I appreciate, Manny, I appreciate you being here. And with that, it is now, yeah, thank you. Bruce, you have anything, any last words?
Ditto what you said. This is an honor. It's an honor and a privilege to be here for 4 months. I learned a lot. I respect each one of you. You're in my phone. I have you in my contacts. You call me anytime. I can do anything for you. So thanks each one of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, it is 8:10 p.m. I declare the meeting adjourned.